Hello, lovely Cancer. I hope this finds you well. Thank you for tuning in to the Lightroom forecast. This is your reading for this full moon Sagittarian eclipse, which happens tonight, actually. So let's shuffle your cards. We're doing a shortened Celtic cross if you haven't tuned in before. So let's see what is happening for lovely Cancer at this time. Let's see, Cancer. Get the central cards first. We see what's behind you, where you are currently, and moving forward as well. Let's just get one card for the base, please. I do like to let them jump. Just one card for the base. Wow. Big changes. Big changes are afoot for a lot of people. I mean, change covers a very wide spectrum, doesn't it? It's more so transformations and releasing, getting rid of things that you do not require anymore. And possibly in the last few months becoming more and more aware of what those particular things may be. And of course they're all different for different people, Cancer. You present just in the central point, and we'll keep going through. We have the Eight of Swords, which is very much a mind card. It is in fact being very, very aware of self-limitations, but also that often these self-limitations really come down to our own mind, obviously, and our limiting mindset. So this Eight of Swords is crossed by the Eon in the Thoth deck. It is called the Eon. It is a beautiful card, and it is Judgment, which is wonderful, really, because I do think the tide is turning for you, whatever the situation is, because I think you want to... it's just what I'm getting from this, from these cards. I think you really want to venture into new territory. And this could be work, it could be relationships, how you relate, how you conduct yourself in relationships. It could be anything. But that you're sick of being bound somehow by your own limitations. And it is just an attitude and a mindset. I say this partly because the basis of this so far, and we are not done yet, the basis of it is this gorgeous ace. The ace of abundant inspiration, creativity, passion. You know, it is a spark that ignites ideas and gets things off the ground. It's very passionate. It comes down through Kita, through the crown, on the tree of life. So it is without form at this point. So, yeah, let's see, Cancer. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. What's behind you at this time currently? What's behind Cancer? What's behind Cancer? You know, it's kind of an interesting thing. These sort of lunar eclipses, aren't they? Because it's like for that 15-minute period where we are without light, you know, even though it is reflected off the moonlight, it is the sun's light. for that 15 minutes we are without that light. And in fact, the earth is, is sort of the in-between. So, yeah, I just find it quite interesting. It's a funny feeling today to me. Anyway, let's keep going. We've got a card for what's behind you. Where are you at, beautiful Cancer? What's behind you is the end of a cycle, Cancer. We get the 10 of Swords. I think we're all quite familiar with the 10 of Swords. It is a point where we do not... it's the end of the line. It's the end of a line. Now, when I say end of a line with the 10 of Swords, it's really that, you basically, whatever it is that you've been doing or whatever, mindsets you've been moving around within, it's the end of it. I mean, you've reached the end of a suit. It's the end of a cycle. I know I talk about cycles, and cycles can go from beginning to end within a day or a week or a year or 20 years, So it just depends what and how that relates in your life and to what is going on for you. But this is the end of it. So you've gone beyond that, which I think is why, we see in that central point Judgment over the 8 of Swords. But let's continue. Let us continue, lovely Cancer. Where are you at currently? Then we will go through and clarify if you've not watched these before. Wow. Look, you are trying to release this burden, and I do feel that you know what it is, and you are in process. You are in process of doing this. We get the 10 of Wands, traditionally the figure with the wands. Again, it's the end of a cycle. Whatever you've been doing or what's going on for you, what you've been wanting to move towards, to what you are moving away from, you've moved away from it. It's completely, you're cycled out. It's trailing there and behind you and getting smaller and smaller in the distance, dear Cancer, is what I see from this reading thus far. And it's all wand. I mean, it's not all wands, but it's very wandy. Equally wands, I guess, as swords. But easier said than done sometimes to release a burden, a particular burden that does oppress. We see this, like, when we're fully in this, we can't take this on. We cannot take this on. New projects may well be what is first and foremost in your mind right now. Let's see, Cancer. Moving forward for Cancer. Moving forward. Moving forward for Cancer in this. Just get another card, please. Yeah, we get healing. We got another card, actually. I can't fib. It's one of those things that I cannot do. Well, generally not. We get the Star. We get the Star card. But we also, which is a beautiful card of healing, the Star. I do believe that you're in a process of that currently. In the process of healing. Sorry, I thought someone had just driven up the driveway. You are a bridge here. This is a very Aquarian card. It is a healing. It is ultimately a healing card. Now those desires, those wishes that you have, in some ways you made a commitment to in yourself, it's simply a matter of time, letting the dominoes settle. To me, when I look at the table, this is like this. It is like you've made room. You've made room for this ace to completely come through. But it's almost as if there's it's almost as if it's at that moment where everything just shifts and gears into this new movement, if that makes sense. It's quite full on, Cancer. It's like capturing a moment. It's like capturing a moment, and what you're seeing is like a Super 8 film, if you're old enough to remember Super 8 films, on steroids going in front of you, and you're seeing where you've been and where you're going, where you really want to go. That's what I'm getting from this. The other card that came out at the same time is the Five of Swords. All the fives are really about conflict, and I would always, depending on what other cards are in a reading, point to the fact that it's often an internal conflict within yourself. Being a sword, of course, it's in the mind. It's to do with the mind. It's to do with what you offer yourself. And I think sometimes, Cancer, we are the best at slaying our own ideas or potentials before we give ourselves a chance to take some risks and explore. So to have the beautiful star here at the same time is a wonderful, is just a really wonderful signal that you are, you're really in, how would you say it? You're actually suspended over a threshold, and you're just about to step over the other side of this amazing threshold, Cancer. This is what I'm getting from here. I'm really kind of, it's like, wow. Let's see, what is this I'm interested in here, Cancer? The Ace of Wands at the bottom. Can we clarify the Ace of Wands, please? Has this been, is this, it might be, excuse me, it might be a relationship situation. I say this because we get the Knight of Cups making an offering here, a reasonably mature offering, and we get, this could be relationship residue from the past that you've been dealing with. You've got to the end point. You're stepping into this new zone, and you don't want to repeat that again in a new relationship, is what I see here. We get the Five of Cups. We see melancholy. We're fixated on what we've lost, and yet there are two full cups behind us. So this understanding of, just disappointment. It's horrible, isn't it, disappointment? So, I do see this when we get this, just seems pretty obvious to me. And the thing is, you want to take this new ace, because the Ace of Wands is very sexual as well. You want to be able to take this on board in your absolute and fullest capacity without, dare I say it, tainting this gift, because I think this night is a romantic offering. You do not want to taint it with what is certain things that belong in the past. So this is really important, like to get 2 tens like this, and yet you have this gift coming through. 2 tens, end of the line. It really indicates that there's a massive desire to be rid of a kind of burden, not only mentally rid, but in a kind of soul way, in a spirit way, where we see the 10 of Wands. You know, it's in our essence. It's sort of like, and I do get that thing in the past, being tainted by whatever relationship or situation, but by a kind of situation, person that really left you feeling like you've been tainted. Cancer is what I get, and I just feel like rubbing my heart. Anyway, Cancer, beautiful Cancer, you are embodying the star with the purest of intentions, dear friends. Let's see what this do we really want to look back at the 10 of Swords? Nah. Let's have a look at the 10 of Wands currently, which is that, you know, we tackle something, we understand it, Cancer, we understand it rationally in our mind. We understand we're moving through it, we need to release it. We understand that rationally. There's a big difference between understanding it in a rational sense. There's a big difference between that and having it, feeling it, figuring out ways to release it, because we can't go on with it. Okay, so and that is what you're doing, so this is amazing. It's pretty stupendous. I love that word. Let's look at the 10 of Wands, please. 10 of Wands. Yeah, it's a choice, obviously. But when I say this, it's a choice to find ways, of which I think you have, of releasing what is a burden, and it's from the past. By doing it, it means that you integrate some new tools, you know, not only in your heart, but in your entire sort of system, operating system. You integrate these new tools. Now, I say this because we get the Lovers coming out with the 10 of Wands. The Lovers primarily is a card of choice. It can be literally about lovers, but it is about a kind of integration and understanding dualities as well. So I find this fascinating. It is a commitment, I think I used the word before, a commitment to yourself in terms of releasing and healing. It's pretty amazing, Cancer. Oh my God, that's just flown out right. Healing. Looking at the star, we get the this is just the best thing that you can ever do. And whatever scenario, situation, whoever is listening to this right now, it may be quite specific for someone, I don't know. But you've done all the right things, Cancer. I mean, I don't know the specifics here. You've done all the right things for yourself. when we come back to this moving forward scenario here, we see you as the star. We have the King of Cups. There's a graduation here. But this means this king is very mature, very trustworthy. He always has a full cup, my friend. He is emotionally mature. Emotionally mature. So if this is a relationship and thing, and you're leaving the detritus from the past because you don't want to carry it forward into this new relationship, you're doing the best possible thing. And sometimes that is one of the hardest things. The thing too, it can be, may well be in relation to a romantic relationship, but this will filter through into your everything, into your entire life. It's not just about interrelationships with a lover, it's about your relationships with everybody. So it's a big thing. So you've done everything in a fantastic way, is what I'm seeing on this table. With the King of Cups here, we get the Ace of Discs, the Ace of Pentacles. You're walking through. That threshold is this door of value for you. This is a scary place sometimes. For some people, it's a scary place. But keep going, dear Cancer. Keep going. Oh, look, this is really beautiful. This is really lovely. Oh, we'll get a Pixie and Fairy card, Cancer. Let's see. The oppression. Should I say 10 of Wands at the top with the Lovers, this choice that Cancer has made. Wow. Look, this is interesting. Yeah, it's like boundaries. It's boundaries. We have the Hobjob, which is, it's about unfounded fear. And you could say it's about being scared at the idea that you are going to bring this. You are going to bring old stuff into this new thing. And you don't want to, right? But we have Tao the Poet. This is a really romantic figure, a really romantic card, Cancer. You're working in unison here with one other person, clearly. It's working well. But they understand. Whatever this is, I just do get this, right? This person is very sharp, is very romantic, very loving, very emotionally mature. They understand what you have been processing and what you're going through, Cancer. I mean, this is an amazing card. And it's target, it's like someone sees you in their target as and they come, it's like, wow, this is fast energy, but it's very romantic. It's very attractive energy. It's very knowing. It's a very knowing person. It's almost to say that you don't need to explain the nuts and bolts if there are aspects that you don't want to expose to this new person, that they understand. This is just what I'm getting. It's pretty amazing. It is, Cancer, we'll just get one more card for the King of Cups. I see this as I do see this as a reading of amazing personal growth. Oh my God. And just see what comes out. Amazing personal growth, but also in unison with another, leaving residue of the past to create with someone new and with new aspects of your own, new downloads for yourself even, to embark upon and through into this new zone, this beautiful Ace of Abundance, material, treasure. We get the Pixie and Fairy, another Pixie and Fairy. We get the beautiful card of transformation, Cancer. This is the Lady. Look, this is a really beautiful reading. I hope, sometimes, I find it quite difficult to verbalize what I hear and what goes on, because there's a lot going on more often than not. And so I hope that comes across for those, I guess, for people, whoever that it may resonate for. I hope that it is easily understood and not sort of doesn't not make sense. Yeah, because there's a lot of. It's hard to sift out the relaying information. Anyway, beautiful Cancer, it's just divine. And don't worry, you've got a lot of, you really can see this new, what I see as a love, as a very reliable support for you. Let's see what the journey map, if we can have one journey map card, please. Wow, revelation. And you are having, look at this gorgeous woman with her cat. You are having your own party here. There is a thing, yes, there is, whereby in which this card suggests that you really have elevated yourself up several new floors in your internal sort of mansion of your soul, dear friend, Cancer. And as I said before, it's not, you don't need to tell people all about this, or you don't need to expose all of that at this time. It is for yourself. And I hope with this full moon eclipse, whether it's a visual thing for you, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, I don't think certain places will be able to see it, countries, but aside from that, this is a great time over the next couple of days to really just sort of take it all in, clear out a few things if you've been doing that already. I think probably a lot of people have, just tidying, clearing, and of course it's good to see where Sagittarius, where you have Sagittarius in your houses as well, Cancer, like in the 8th house or the 2nd house, to see where it will have most of it more, or maybe the impact that you feel from this eclipse. So, sorry, I digress. Let's get one little star card. It's always interesting to see what house it falls in. To express your truth, create. What are your unconscious archetypes, dear friends? I think you're investigating that currently. This is beautiful. This is a really beautiful reading, Cancer. Thank you for joining me here. I really appreciate it, and I enjoy doing these readings. They are for entertainment purposes primarily. But if you choose to watch these, then obviously, and watch, obviously it's your reading if it does resonate. So thank you very much, Cancer. Take good care, and we'll see you next time. Okay, Cancer. Bye. Toodle. Oh. Why is it doing that?